I'm watching the game. I missed the game because I was at the store talking. I'm certain that you know the people in close proximity to me, that are feeling what's happening. Most of them are helping do it. I believe in the wow, that was a good block. But I believe in the it was on the way up. It was not on the way down. Yeah, no. Sorry. With Trenton Gordon, he made a really nice block. It was really nice. Yeah, he caught it up high. Yeah, not quite as high as what was his name again? God dang it, Bel Air High School. Zeke Williams. Yeah, God, that kid could jump. Holy crap! Yeah. Ricky Pointes was in this corner, and Zeke was on the other side of the key, and he made a step across the lane. He caught up, and he caught it in the middle of the backboard and sent it into the seats. And Ricky was shaking his head, going, "That wasn't goaltending." The ref called it goaltending. He goes, "No, that wasn't goaltending. I've never seen anybody jump that high in my life." I didn't see me jump. Coach Island and Coach Rasper saw it when I jumped over Chris. Yeah, I didn't see it. I did it. Okay. Because Coach yelled at me because my hands were down because I was afraid I was going to. Chris freaked out because I thought he was going to trip me or flip me like some guys do. But no, Coach said, that my head was, in the net or whatever stuff. And Coach Iceland said, "No, I think your head was like at the rim or above the rim." And I was 5'10" and I was 15 years old. I flew. I was late on weak side defense. I lectured my teammates on being selfish. I said the only way we're going to win the city championship is if we play unselfishly. And the other guards got mad at me for doing that. And so they tried to set me up to get yelled at being late on weak side defense when I gambled on a steal. So I went back when Chris was wide open and I just leaped to contest the shot. And when I leaped, I jumped from, it was far away. He was in the corner and I jumped over him. And then when he yelled, I landed and then I was in front of him. That's how quick I was. And I was like, "I'm sorry, coach. I know I was late on weak side defense." He goes, "No." Because next time, keep your hands up. You were soaring with the Eagles. I was like, "Really?" Yeah, I did not know I jumped that high. I don't know if there's many other people in the world that the CIA was watching that they've seen that's jumped that high, much less a 15-year-old kid. And then at 16, yeah, I was clocked, and then I eased up like Leo said. But yeah, I was clocked moving faster than just about anybody in the world's ever been clocked running. So yeah, I was 15 going. I was 16. Yeah, my 15th and 16th year. Then after that, I got horrifically abused, and it was horrible. And I took all the fun out of sports by Manny Treviso and Jimmy Oliver, and by Whitey Kaufman. And then ran into the same kind of abusive jealousy and stuff when I went to Phoenix too. I thought we'd get away from it. The clickiness of competition and selfishness when people click together and want to, I didn't understand it. I'm the type of person when someone's really good and they come onto campus. My thing is I'm not like Johnny from Cobra Kai. My thing is like, hey, let's band together to do what needs to be done to, I'm like Samson. I'm like David, right? Let's do what needs to be done. So I didn't understand the mentality of a Philistine, of a Roman, of an Egyptian. Okay. I don't understand that type of mentality. I'm by genetically like Lord Saladin, uh, David, um, Samson, Jesus, Daniel. So my tribal survival through fighting and killing and raping type of, I don't have that in my DNA. Okay. I'm perfect like Job. Okay. That's why I can run faster and jump higher in my youth than any other person on the planet. Okay? Do you understand? Okay, so, and I will not use money to engage you in an athletic competition. The best athlete in the history of the United States is in this office chair watching the Western New Mexico basketball game. I like the Brody kid too. I think he's very talented. I was a lot of fun. I just watch and go, hey, I just get nervous with this stupid NIL thing, thinking he may not be there next year to play with him. He keeps saying Trenton is a senior, but the website says he's a junior. And Tanner says Quincy's a sophomore. No's a freshman. I think they will lose Carson and Cortavius. Okay, but they do have No, and they do have Quincy. There's a backcourt. And then the one kid, what's Casillas? Judah Casillas is a good ball player. No's an excellent point guard. And what's the other kid? He's from Centennial, and I forgot his name. And there's a Munoz kid. I wonder if he's related to Steve. No, Steve was 5'8", and this kid's 6'5". I don't know. There's a Munoz kid from Mayfield that plays at New Mexico Highlands. Yeah. So all the Division II schools in the state of New Mexico have a kid on their basketball team from Las Cruces. I don't know about the football team, so I imagine it's probably plausible and probable that they might also have kids from Cruces on. I know the Eastern has the kids from Cruces on the football team. I remember hearing that. I've watched more Eastern games. I like Stewart. I like their quarterback. Yeah. And I like their offense. We know how Earl is about the wishbone and the veer option, and they don't do it from the shotgun. They do it under center. And it's an exciting and fun offense to watch. I really like the Tony Samuel era at New Mexico State. The Tom Osborne veer option power eye. Don't get no better than that. Listen, it's one of my favorite. I would have loved to have run it. I would have been excellent at it. That's the kind of quarterback that I would be. Veer option, I can take a hit without getting concussed and give you a leg, take it away. Very accurate passer, balls on accurate. There's your certification right here. Okay, Vinny? Yeah. And in that kind of offense, because they're stacking 8, you only need a 15 to 20-year-old pass to go all the way. You get your wide receiver, your tight end over the top of the safeties. And, that's what I wanted to do at NSI with Larry and Royce. Yeah, I wanted him to. No, fuck that. It's one of the easiest and most downhill and easiest to learn and run because it doesn't have a lot of complexities with the athletes they had at NSI to the other kids in Wyoming, and they don't have a lot of time to play together. So I thought what you need to do is get these kids to run the option and then get their athleticism with Larry and Royce, and then just get them on the edge and let them just outrun people or stack the block and throw it over, so it'd work. And Anthony, who ended up playing wide linebacker at Anthony Davis. Yeah, I liked him. He was a good kid. He played linebacker at Portland State. Yeah. So they had him playing quarterback. I would have put Anthony at linebacker and linebacker and fullback, and I would have put Jason at quarterback. He had a good arm. He was the little guy, but when you get him out on the edge playing that, my little Jason. Yeah, I like to talk about him. He was incarcerated because they sent him back to the same little town in Montana where him and his sister, which probably most likely half siblings, came from a home of, same with Derek, it came from a home of people that were bar hoppers and Uber horses, and they were surrounded by porno and sex and stuff, and they experimented sexually, and it was consensual. But because he was like a year older or whatever and stuff, he got incarcerated for it. The same thing that happened with Derek when he was younger, and the sister had Down syndrome, and he got blamed for it because he was in charge, and he was incarcerated for it, for the culture and the being kids. And yeah. And when they sent Justin back to that little town in Montana, he tried to fit in and got into an altercation. And I think the other person ended up either being disabled or dying fighting him because he attacked him because of what happened to Jason when he was younger. And that's why my thing was with these things, when you rehabilitate these kids in those kind of little small towns and that kind of, used to be her town, when you, quote, rehabilitate them, you don't send them back in an economic prison. This is a small town in Montana with a bunch of judgmental shitheads that invented the conditions for the problems through their bars and their Playboy channel and their MTV and their, yeah. Every time I think about it, I just get, I was telling people, I don't cry much because I'm not sad, because life is eternal and grace is infinite, right? But when I think about all the torture because of the denial of the Lord's Prayer, that's when I get most sad, dear Mrs. Jennifer Lynn Lopez. Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. is not the curl-darted orb that rules the night. Mixed colors made from our side. So red is black and yellow white, right? Okay, Miss Jennifer Lynn Lopez, just in case you were wondering. The cold-hearted man. Yeah. Their technology doesn't work as well as they think it does, Miss Jennifer. And if you want to get to know me, if you'd like to get to know me, yes, you would. You just connected to me in prayer through your sweetheart little coconut kids. And I'll do so. Well, I'm going to keep them safe and their children safe and their grandchildren safe from all the home invasion perverts that abuse people's lives with their self-righteous bullshit. Yeah. The surveillance network of the best espionage in the Middle East and in the United States of America is going to make little Indian boys named Victor disappear and the post office disappear and Jesuit trees. One day I'll disappear. No, the way they'll remember Earl is they will remember me the same way I remember Zeke. Same way I remember Sly and Smitty. And yeah, I was thinking about Pebbles today. And when we were all in the same house, it was just Zeke and Smitty. She was a very tolerable cat. Oh, she peed on, yeah, that's right. She did pee on all my clothes that Amy let through. I love Amy. She was such a shit to me. She went out screwing around, making fun of me, and got pregnant. And in the interim, we couldn't use the car, so I had to walk everywhere and do everything, okay? And in walking everywhere and doing all the shopping and the this and that and that, I went from 240 pounds to about $190, okay? My hair grew out and got all that. I bought new clothes because my old clothes didn't fit me anymore. And we go to the mall, and because it's a lot like it is here, and Natalie could feel it, it's like when he goes to the store, whether people know who he is or not, it's like going to the store with Johnny Depp, okay? It's like going to the store with Johnny Depp, is what Natalie would say. And Amy got mad, and all my clothes were knocked down in the closet, and my brand new clothes that I had that looked real nice, and the cat saturated them in pee, ruined them. And I thought, that's mean. I know it's really mean. That's why a lot of people, when I talked to Dr. Salazar, they thought like Amy was pure evil. It was like, no, it was the DNA interfacing of the Stockholm Syndrome of the people at Fort Huachuca that were sexing her into the group. Like Dubavilla. And, so She wasn't the type that would be beat into the group, but she would sex it, and then they don't have any respect for her because she should be beat in the group. It's like, what woman in her right mind wants to be beaten into her family by her husband? Sexed in? No. Well, they're different. They're like Goliath. I'm like David. If you have sex with me, you better be serious about living the Lord's Prayer, and you better mean it. Life being eternal, grace being infinite, you will live to regret it. Okay? Right? So anybody else want to be Raquel Sally, Yolanda Denise Gilliard, Stephanie Elaine Gilliard, or Amy Suzanne Fabre? Being manipulated by the worst pervert scientist in the history of the Quorum of the 12, the Vatican, and the Pentagon? Just helping you out, brother. Just helping you out. Good prayer. Thanks, Jenny Lenny. Sometimes I like you. We get Chunk. I love you, Chunk. I get her in prayer and confession, and she's a lot like Chunk from Goonies, I'm really starting to like this kid, Mom. She will confess it all. No, she'll tell you everything. She won't hold anything back. Not a damn thing. She'll tell you everything she did wrong, okay, from first grade till yesterday. You guys all think she's this evil bitch. Oh, I'm really hard on her. I think I am. I don't know. Who am I harder on? Barack, Michelle, or Jenny? Michelle's yelling Jennifer. He's the hardest on Jennifer. He's harder on her than he is on Barack, and Barack's a man. Why are you so hard on her? She reminds me of Natalie and Edna and Miriam, And I just know that she's being the consummate underachiever, the way I had to be till they took me to Cochise County, right? I'll take care of it. Don't start crying now. Just kidding. I do cry. Yeah, when I think about Jason, I cry. When I think about Michelle, I cry. No me quedo más. Okay. Yeah, I cry. Good old Chris. Yeah, I know you've met Chris. I've talked to Chris in prayer a few times. Yeah, I like him. Yeah. Sometimes I think I like them all the time. I know they're just distracted, and all the technology and the abuse makes people act as dumb as a box of rocks. Yeah, I like Mark. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I love Mark very much. Yeah. Same macho bullshit. All three of us when we talked. Yeah, fucking. How we make. I'm not Cero. My grandma Kramer is a dark Jew. So that means she was one of the people from the Iberian Peninsula that migrated away from Judea to the Iberian Peninsula and then went to Germany. Kramers. A lot of the Kramers are dark Jew Germans. You know what I mean? There could be this much because it's roofline. This much Jew. Okay? Roofline. Moses was a Canaanite, or Joseph. Well, Moses. Yeah, Daniel. Joseph was a Canaanite, right? Okay. Abraham was Jew. Yeah. So I'm from the people, the Sumerians that went north to the Germanics and my mom too. My mom and my dad. They're from similar tribes. Go figure. Okay. When people, I'll be loving you eternally. God, they don't understand genetics. It's not inbred. It's meeting somebody that's loved you in close proximity. It's like Buttercup and Wesley. There you go. Thanks, Jennifer. Okay. It's like Buttercup and Wesley. Okay. So it's not inbred when I had children with Mark and wanted to have children with Alex. There you go. And you've never met nicer, they're not, okay. Well, you never met nicer kids than the Coconuts. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like Amy's kids. Emily's one of the sweetest ever. Kate's so strong and protecting. Natalie's funny. No, she's my little Kardashian Chrissy. Yeah, she'll do things as a Natty. You do, okay. Noah, could you explain it to her? He's those kids have been through more horrific mind manipulation abuse than just about any other kids on the planet. No one is in any position to judge Stephanie Elaine Gilliard, Amy Suzanne Fabre, and any of their children on anything. Thanks, Chunk. Okay. I love you too. Okay. Yeah, no, prayer works. Trust me, prayer works. I was not expecting that. I was just busy watching the basketball game. We're only up by 1. I don't want to know the score, Jennifer. I know the game's already been played. Shh, shut up. Just kidding. You're like the kids. It's so-and-so, Ralph. I don't think they have to look a lot of stuff up. I think they're a lot like me. I really do. I think if it's something they know about, that they know. And I think they're a lot like me. I hardly ever look up a lot of stuff online. If it's something that I'm aware of and I know and I think I forgot, it'll come back to me. If you kiss me like this, yeah, like Jim Steinham. There you go. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, it's like Jim Steinham. Okay. All right, Isaiah. Good job, buddy. Okay. So, okay. You can't help but kind of, feel all the teams. When I watch these teams, you don't feel like, oh, I hate those MFers. You do feel kind of a tinge for the kids from Laredo and from Kingsville. And, you feel they're all from little schools in these states and stuff. So you don't feel like, those dirty Dawson double crosser, I'd like to tear his gizzard out. You don't feel that way at all. You feel a empathetic, hope they can do well or whatever their endeavors are and that they all travel safely. That's the thing. Same thing I do with New Mexico State Athletics. Yeah. When I was going down and meeting Marvin and Paul and the kids and Doug and the kids, I was more concerned about their safety and travel to and from the games than I was about the outcome of the games. Well, grace is good shepherd. Go figure. Yeah, there you go. That's what mostly concerned me. And that they wouldn't get hurt in the games. Like that time when Remy got hurt and I cried. He's such a sweet kid. He is. Handsome, sweet kid. Yeah. He's a really good kiddo. Yeah. I'm taking care of it. I know I have brain damage from all this and it's hard for me to deal with. All right, Tanner. And so I can't be too critical of anybody. Just everybody, all I ask of you is do your best. Focus on that Lord's Prayer. Thanks, Chunk. Okay. We'll talk later, okay? I believe in my prayer. Jesus tells me every time I get a prayer, if it's a good one, to roll with it. And I trust Jesus. Well, yeah, no, I don't trust people with money and technology that keep us fighting over money with technology any more than jealous Darlin trust Johnny Rodriguez. But I trust my prayers. Okay, guys? Love you. Right. Peace.